In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to put in and take out scleral lenses. Let's take a look. Hello and welcome, this is Dr. Allen here from the Dr. Eye Health Show, helping you learn all about the eyes and vision. And if you're new here to the channel and you like learning about contact lenses and different eye diseases, then definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Now, of course, at any point throughout the video, feel free to check out the YouTube description below because it'll include some additional links and resources that'll help you along your scleral lens journey. Now, inserting scleral lenses can be a bit tricky, so I'm going to walk you through how I feel it works the best for me. But if at any point you have trouble with your scleral lenses, contact your local eye care provider. Now, first thing, when dealing with contacts, whether you're putting them in or taking them out, you're going to be touching around your eye, so make sure you wash your hands thoroughly. Next, you want to identify which contact lens you're going to be putting in. I typically always start with my right eye because I am right-handed. That way I don't mix up which lens I'm putting in which eye. It's just easier to build a habit out of it. That way you don't have to try to remember which is which. If you do ever mix up your lenses, some brands do have little laser markings on them, including little dots that'll tell you which eye belongs to which. Usually there's one dot for the right eye, and sometimes you'll see two dots for the left eye. But ultimately, if you do mix them up and you're not sure, contact your eye clinic for help. Now, when you remove the lens, you want to inspect it to make sure there's no defects, no chips, or any other problems. Now, there's a few different ways to insert scleral lenses. However, I prefer to use a little plunger called a DMV. Now, a pro tip is if you get a DMV and it does have the bottom being rounded, you can go ahead and use the scissors to snip that off, because afterward you'll have a DMV that has a little hole in the bottom, and with this little hole you can see a light passing through it, and it acts as a guide for you when you're putting in the lens. Now, you put the lens on the DMV like so, and then you want to fill the bowl completely with non-preserved saline solution. Otherwise, if you're using a multi-purpose solution of some kind for other types of contact lenses, that solution will have preservatives, and those preservatives will get trapped on the eye, and that can lead to a chemical burn. You can often buy this special type of saline solution from your eye clinic. Otherwise, you can also find them online. I'll include some resources in the description below. Now, you'll need to fill the bowl of the lens completely all the way to the top. That way you can kind of see a bubble of fluid forming on the top. If you don't fill the bowl completely, then you're likely going to get a bubble when you apply the lens, and then you're not going to see well, and the lens is going to move and it won't be as comfortable. Now, inserting the scleral lens, you want to have your face completely parallel to the floor. Some people find using a mirror or something as a fixation target on the counter can help you with inserting the lens and getting it in the right spot. But again, you want to be facing down and parallel to the floor. That way you don't spill the fluid out of the scleral lens when you're trying to put it in. Now, most people find it easiest to hold the scleral lens in one hand while using the other hand to hold both eyelids open as you're putting the lens onto the eye. Another pro tip is to keep both eyelids open during this whole process, because that'll help keep the eyelids open. As the eyelids are open wide, push the lens onto the eye while staring straight down toward the floor. The lens will gently suction onto the eye and into place. Naturally, some of the saline solution will be displaced and spill out of the lens, so expect it to be a little messy. Don't be afraid, this whole process can take a few tries if you're just starting out. If you do find it challenging to hold both eyelids open with just one hand, like maybe your eyelids are just too strong, then perhaps considering using what's called the S5 inserter. This is a special type of lens inserter that will hold your scleral lens for you, that suctions onto the counter, and then you can just kind of hold both eyelids open with both of your hands, and then you can slowly dip your eye into the scleral lens, having it suction on. For a lot of people, when you initially get the lens on, things aren't perfectly clear. It takes a little time for that lens to settle. So if it's not fully clear right away, consider that to be pretty normal. Now, next we're going to go over how to remove the lens, but first, if you're liking this video, hit that like button for me and leave a comment below of what part of this video you find most helpful. Now, to remove a scleral contact lens, there are a couple of different methods that you can use. However, I still like to use a plunger. This plunger is a little different than the first one we used. This one is a little smaller and is the exact same one you can use to remove things like hard RGP lenses. First, you want to wet the plunger and then aim the plunger at the lower 1/3 of the scleral lens. Then you will pull up and out until the scleral lens breaks suction. At the same time, you can push on the side of the eye, and that'll help break suction from the lens. Try not to put the plunger directly on the center of the eye, otherwise it's going to put too much pressure of suction on the eye itself, and it's going to be hard to get off. Again, try to aim for the lower 1/3 of the lens so it acts kind of like a fulcrum and is able to come off much easier. And there, you did it. Congratulations. Now to clean and store the lens, make sure you use an approved solution for hard RGP or scleral lenses, or just follow the instructions by your local eye care provider. Again, this whole process is pretty difficult, so don't feel discouraged if you didn't get it on the first few tries. But if you continue to have difficulties, make sure to ask your local eye care professional for some more guided help. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you want to learn additional information about keratoconus or other eye diseases, go ahead and click or tap the screen over here to the side to check out my full common eye disease series. Or if you want to learn more about contact lenses, you can click or tap the screen down over here for additional information about contacts. Otherwise, keep an eye on it, and we'll talk to you soon.